Got you. Can you believe it only takes 7 less than 1 hour sessions to understand how to build a legacy income, an income that can last you for the rest of your life? Only 7 1 hour sessions. That gives you your millionaire's 101 degree. Now, the real trick, I guess I'll get into this when we get started, but the real trick is finding the right company at the right time, at the right place, with the right products. That is the trick. Because, see, there's hundreds of thousands of companies, literally. Now, most of them aren't around. But you look at the history of network marketing in detail. I've studied the companies that have made the top 300 and why they made it. Did they have ups and downs? Oh, absolutely. Did they have trials and tribulations? Absolutely. Did they have many management changes? Absolutely. But, it doesn't matter if it's network marketing companies or business. That same thing happens all the time. I mean, just look, I always make an analogy of the franchise industry with the network marketing industry, because that's what we all have. We have a mini franchise of our own. Now, are we 100% the bosses? Absolutely not. We're part of a bigger institution. If you own a franchise, just because you own it, you've got to submit to the policies, the procedures, the rules, the regulations, everything around that franchise, even though you may have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars for that franchise and its rights and everything else. But you made certain agreements in doing such. They have their own image that they are responsible in maintaining, and you're part of that. So it's the same thing in network marketing companies. And that's why so many of them do not succeed. And I'm not talking about just a handful. I'm talking about the vast majority of companies. And if anyone ever wants to check out what I've done, you may not do the research that I've done, and I don't expect people to, but you can go to the Direct Sales Association and you can get all the statistics, because network marketing companies are direct selling companies.
Hey, Bob.
We're the marketers. Yeah.
Your video went off about 2 minutes ago.
My video?
Yeah, we hear you, and your little square is there. It says Bob Reid, but there's no you in the picture.
No kidding. I see me real good.
Anybody else see him? Okay, nobody else sees you.
No, nobody else sees me either, huh?
Sir.
Teresa, you don't see me either? Oh, you see me. Teresa
Yes.
sees me.
Yes.
Something's wrong then here.
Well,
I don't see you.
multiple people shook their heads no.
Yeah,
I don't see you.
I don't see you, Bob.
He looks frozen.
Yeah.
We see you,
froze
but you're
for
frozen.
a second, and then you
Yes,
went away.
frozen.
You're frozen.
Yeah.
I'm frozen.
Yes.
Huh. Wow.
I can see you, but you're frozen.
You can see me, but I'm frozen. Okay. Let me this is important here, y'all. Let me check my internet. Let me check the baud on it.
Yeah, we finally got ours fixed. It's been rocking for the last week now, thank God.
Yeah, it was high winds here on the west side of Oahu, and it's still high. So my internet was going in and out for the last 3 days. It was terrible.
And we had that,
Well,
I think it was 3 weeks ago here, and for about 10, 15 days, my internet would work great one day and I'd have nothing the next day. I'm running at 900 up, 900 down right now, which makes me real happy.
yeah, all that looks good. Let me just check my. Look, I might just hop off and hop back on
Okay.
if that's the case.
Mhm.
We'll hold
Uh,
it. We will hold for you.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let me do that. Let me just hop off and hop back on.
Okay.
This is training number 7, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Is Brandy still here? Where'd she go?
I'm here.
Oh, did you say you're not going to Vegas?
No, sadly, I'm not.
Oh,
Well,
oh,
there's
just
two
you.
issues. There's two issues. Derek was supposed to get his pilot's license because
Oh.
I don't fly. I can't trust these vaccinated people flying me around. Sorry. But no, we have a big family trip in July, and Chad couldn't get the time off for both, so
Yeah. Well, we'll miss you.
You could leave him home.
Disappointed.
leave him. I couldn't see Bob at all. He was completely black. I was surprised that some people could
He
see
was
him.
black on my side too. I think it just
Yeah.
to refresh or something. I don't know. I don't know where he
Now,
is.
if you went to Vegas, Brandy, you'd be on the list as well.
I know. I'm just gonna have Mike send me lots and lots of footage. Mike and Nick. Nick, make sure.
Mandy, you're gonna miss bobblehead Derek.
Oh my goodness.
They got words for you people.
Yeah. Guys, I'm just gonna give you some word of advice. Nobody give Derek your room number. And if you hear knocking on your door in the middle of the night, don't answer.
I absolutely want Derek to start a practical joke war with me. Absolutely.
I think it was like 1 a.m. and I hear housekeeping. I'm like, I'm going to kill him.
Yes, Bob.
Here comes Bob.
How is that? How is that?
Perfect.
Yeah,
There you go.
You see her smiling face again. Let me go. Just go ahead and do a quick introduction. We'll get going here. Okay.
absolutely. Sounds great, brother.
All right. Welcome, everybody. This is April the 4th, Thursday night, session 7 of Bob Reid, gold member of 7K Metals. And he is doing the 101s, the basics of network marketing. He's got 6 weeks behind us at this point. If you've missed those recordings, you can find them on the Band app. You can find them on the Todd Father website. If you have trouble with either of those things, you can email my daughter, Haley, Haley, at thetoddfather.world. And Haley will be happy to point you to those resources if you're on our downline. Actually, if you're anybody here tonight, you can feel free to email her. She'll be happy to help navigate how to get those last 6 videos. They've been fantastic. I do apologize for missing last week, and I want to tip my hat again to the combination of Derek French and Mike Mandato, who helped make sure that everything went off without a hitch while I was traveling. Bob, welcome back. I'm going to be very brief tonight so that you can steal all of the time that is left here this evening and make sure that everybody gets your best with week 7 here. Welcome again.
Thank you again, Todd. And it's really a pleasure here, just with 7 short, brief sessions, less than an hour each. A person can learn everything they need to do to build a legacy income. You know, we work, typically the average person works 60 years and their Social Security isn't even $500 a week. And so with the company that I'm suggesting that everyone become a member of, and do as their network marketing company, 7K Metals, and there's reasons for it. More than just that you can develop an income stream, $500 or more a week for the rest of your life. It's because the ingredients for success in network marketing are all contained in these 7 series. And this is all one has to learn. See, many people make it too difficult. Many people make it too complicated. It is not. It is as simple as I have taught in these sessions. But you must do these things. You must become an expert at it. Now, they will get you success in any network marketing company that can survive. It's just a matter of how much success you can have with a particular network marketing company. Now, the real trick, and I say it's a trick, but it's really not, it's finding the right company at the right time with the right products in the right marketplace that's going to be here longer than 5 or 10 years. That's the secret to success in network marketing company. And I say that company is 7K Metals at this particular point in time, in this particular marketplace, in this place where we're at in our world and global and economic economy. Because the product is gold and silver, a product of wealth, a product that everyone needs. Now, every network marketing company has to work off of a product. If it doesn't have a product, that company is not going to succeed. And so if you look at the history of network marketing and the history of franchising, which I compare the two as extremely similar, except the average everyday person can't really do franchising without having a lot of money or putting a lot of money on the line. Whereas in networking, you can start a business for under $1,000. And with the right company, right place, right products, right time, right all those ingredients, you can have it and do it one time. Now, this is my 3rd network marketing company. My first company is still in business today, but it was the wrong timing for me. See, that company started in 84. I joined it in 1991 after its great momentum growth, and I did it part-time for 3 years before I quit and went in and did it full-time. But I was making such an income in the 90s, not like average everyday people. I was a top 1% earner in America. So I quit a double 6-figure income job to get a 6-figure income job. Well, a lot of people say, well, oh man, I wish I could have a 6. Well, back in the early 90s, a 6-figure income job, you're right. That puts you in the top 3% pretty much in the top 3% earners. A double 6-figure income puts you in the top 1%. Well, the key with networking is that your own boss. Oh, you got rules, you got regulations, you got things you got to follow, just like in a franchise, just like in everything else, unless you really start your own business. Now that has tons of risk. So I just wanted to preface this concluding night, because I'm going to give you as the title suggests, those last ingredients that you need to become successful. Now, everybody's time and everybody's degree of success will be different, just like it is in life. But my conclusion is that if in 10 years you could be with the right company in the right place and develop a $500 per week income, or even a $500 a month income while you're accumulating wealth, and preserving wealth simultaneously, well, you win, 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 win. And so that's what I say you have with 7K metals. And I'm going to put one thing, I'm going to put another thing out, because see, all these companies that I studied since network marketing started, and I studied all the very successful companies, and I was educated to be able to do that. That's why I had that master's in business administration, and that's what I did in the corporate world. But here's the real key. All these companies don't succeed all the time, and most of them don't. So you don't have to have the skills I had to validate a company. What you have to do is be able to use a little bit of what I call common sense, and also get some statistical historical data from a neutral source. And a neutral source is Direct Selling Association. And you can get it from the franchise industry too. You can get it from any major industries where you can, and you can find these things. But let's just look at network marketing, because that's what we're talking about. And if you look at network marketing, and if we can silence everybody that comes on, it'd be good for our recording. That nearly every company, more than 96% of all companies that start in network marketing, and there's been hundreds of thousands of them, and since 1954. Now you can go back past that, and network marketing goes back past 1954. But if you look at the major companies, and that's really when it really became an industry, there's been hundreds of thousands of companies that have started. But there are only a handful of companies that are over 30 years old that are still in the marketplace today. There's a little over 100 of them. And if you look at the Fortune 500 companies, you're going to find the same thing there. See, if you go back 100 years, you're not even going to have 50 companies in a Fortune 500 that are still in the Fortune 500. So what I'm telling you is we only have a certain limited lifetime. So finding that right company at the right place at the right, with the right products and the right market timing is critically important, because there are a lot of copycat companies. Now, I do not believe there can ever be a copycat company with 7K metals now. I've been in gold and silver for over 38 years now. I've seen all the majors. I've seen network marketing companies come and go. I've seen metals companies come and go. But 7K has built up an infrastructure, and they've done things that are so different in this marketplace that makes them that company that is going to be here 20 years from now, 30 years ago. Now, I saw this, and I used to teach it with Richard Wayne Hansen when he was in the field, still building, helping establish the foundation of the company, and he was my sponsor. But we had a weekly call. We just hop on, just talk, greet people, to talk about what it was. And I told him more than 5 years ago in that call, I said 7K metals will be to the gold and silver market what Sears was to the Cadillac market, what Amazon was to the retail market. See, Amazon put Sears out of business after over 100 years in business. Amazon put Kmart out of business. Amazon put hundreds of thousands of mom and pop businesses out of business. And it was going to be just a discount bookstore in the beginning, online. But that was just the seed of the idea. The seed of the idea with 7K Metals was in its mission statement to make gold and silver, which everyone needs, affordable for the first time in history to the average everyday person. And they have fulfilled that mission. And they've gone beyond that mission. And they will continue to do that. And they've introduced it through and made a residual income, legacy income. I still call it a residual income. Because anytime you can develop an income stream that will keep on going after so much work you put into it, and you just have to do some minimum things to maintain that, that's called residual income. That's better than a retirement check. So before I get into this glue that puts it all together, I will say, and I'll say again, with 7K metals, there will be no competition. It will take $100 million up front to compete with this company. There's only 12 dealers in the entire world. 3 of them are overseas, 9 of them are in the United States. 7K deals with the 3 biggest dealers, and they have an established ongoing relationship, and 7K is important to their business. So ain't no new startup company going to get those kind of credentials. No new startup company is going to do what 7K has done in a very short number of years, and that's getting the prestigious backing of the 2 largest independent coin rating companies in the numismatic world, and that's PCGS and NGC. And they co-label with this company. That's credibility beyond credibility. And there will not be another network marketing company that gets that. They're going to have to produce the same amount of volume that 7K did in its first 3 years of becoming the largest single retail spot of MS-70 or MS-16 graded coins in the world. So see, those kind of statistics are hard to fight against. Oh, you can put up smoke and mirrors and you can do all these kind of things, but you will never, you're going to have to, I'll tell you who could compete, but they won't do it because there's a thing about putting up so many dollars to trace pennies in business. And like I said, it'd take $100 million. So yeah, Jeff Bezos, if he wanted to copy the model of 7K and try and compete with 7K, he could put up that amount of money, guarantee a take-or-pay contract. That's what it takes to deal with the dealer direct. You're going to have to guarantee, because dealers have to do a take-or-pay contract with a mint. So people don't understand this, see? But that's why I'm educating you. of why I believe that this company is the only metals company that has even the probability, but it has a very high probability because it's debt free. It has a paid out infrastructure and it's got its own technology. There's so much more yet to come and so much yet to be unveiled here this coming year. And some of it I know, but I am not at liberty even to talk about it. I don't even discuss it with my wife. And believe me, she has my utmost trust and confidence. But I signed some statements so I could see. And so I just say, wait and see. But here's what I want to give you. Those first 6 series of how to succeed in network marketing is all you need with what I give you tonight. Tonight is that final glue that puts it all together and allows you to build as big as you want, regardless of what your upline does or does not do. Nobody put business under me. Yeah, I want y'all to realize this. No one put business under me. I didn't get any of what you call that fallout or overflow or all that stuff. I got none of that. And I dare say I have the biggest business in this company because it all generated from me to someone else, to someone else, to someone else. And I've been part of the growth of everything that's emanated in my group, left and right teams. I mean, I didn't just turn it over to them. Because if I did, then there'd be no guarantee. My job was to help bring people together as a team, bring people together to understand how to optimize this for everyone involved, for everyone they have involved and everyone they have involved in the future. And so with that said, let's just jump right into it and take it by the title, okay? Because that's all we have to do is success through K.I.S.S. Now, everybody knows the acronym of K.I.S.S, right? Okay. Most of the time it's keep it simple, stupid, okay? Or keep it simply simple, or keep it, steady, simple. Keep it simple, silly. There's a whole list of the meanings of K.I.S.S in an acronym, but the real true meaning of it was keep it simple, stupid. The whole thing is you've got to keep it simple. So you have to have, or keep it simply systems. So I use the word systems because you've got to have systems for duplication. You got to have a process. Now, these systems will change as the company change, but the base of the system will always be the same. But you just got to modify it with as products, new products or expansions, new things come as the company grows and builds. You've got to kind of incorporate these things into that building system or that onboarding system. So that's very important. And I have done that since day one. And I've modified it. And as long as I'm around, I'll keep modifying it as required. But right now, I'm going to just introduce it to you. And I'm going to say the heart of these 3 things right here, a system is number 1, having a method to communicate it with. We used to use emails in the beginnings, but that became not simple and not very duplicatable. So I went to the Band app and having teams I'll get their members on Band app for communication. Some people use Telegram. I don't like Telegram because it's so confusing. You can't put just training stuff. You can't just put stuff. It gets all just like Facebook. It's all jumbled, mumbled with everything else and communication and socializing. And that's not a place of, it's not a good learning environment. You got to have a place that it's unencumbered. Okay. Well, websites is one way to do that too. And so, but I'm not a big website guy. Yeah. And I just found something simple that other people could duplicate. And so the band app. Okay. So that's a place of communication and learning. The tools, where all the tools are stored, where all the videos are stored, where all that's that a person can learn themselves. So everything that I have given you and attachments or everything are in the band app, whatever team you're in, the Todd Father team, the Go for Gold team, the 7K Ohana. I've got 16 different teams. Okay. So I just try to group people together in their teams and have a band out for them. And some of the leaders actually run those band. They actually communicate there, but it's not a place where we welcome people and except through chat. So I am going to show you the 3 things for the system, and I'm gonna just share that real quick because I want y'all to see this, and it will be as part of the attachments when we upload the training here. And so you see a simple system here. Enroll someone. Okay, what do you do after you enroll them? You invite them to get to the band app so that they can get onboarded properly. Okay, so if you invite them to get on the band app, that's a very simple, duplicatable thing. And then and whatever team that you're on, you want to invite them, and everybody that's a member of that can invite a person. It's a real simple click. You don't have to learn how to write emails or links or anything. You just learn how to touch, and send. Okay. And then after they get on the band app, you make sure you show them that and make sure they give them this piece of paper along with your 7 steps for success, basics number 1. Okay. That we have a system to duplicate, and I take them through the website for you. That's an hour and a half, 2-hour deal. Now you could do it yourself if you want, but it's not as duplicatable. And then I'll keep that updated as long as I'm around. My leaders will keep theirs updated. That the whole system should be duplicated. And so the next major piece of paper you want to give them after you just let them know there is a system here is how to get started. So what are the things they do? Here's the 10 steps. I got video links in there. They're also in the band app. So this tells them how to set up their accounts, what to do, how to do it. And it gives them information before they're ready to kick in and start building. Okay. And so that's part of duplication. So systems and keeping everything simple and having just a list of 10 things to do before you're ready to just start on your hot list, your hot 25, 50 people, the job description. And so that's what they're going to get in the very beginning instead of just running out and killing some of their best prospects for most people. Now, there is that 1%, those 3% that can just start a media. Well, they may have network marketing experience. They may have success already. They may have a lot of these skills, attitudes, and techniques that they've developed in other businesses or other things that they already have these innate things. But the majority of the people, the 97% of people, do not have that. And so my systems are built for everyone to succeed. Now, if some people can accelerate this process, that's all well and good. We're gonna run with the runners, okay? And we'll come to that as part of this system. It's called leapfrogging. Okay. And so we'll get to that in just a second. So remember, always our basic thing is this job description and exposing. And then this fact that what we're going to do is duplicate. But what are we going to duplicate? We're going to duplicate this, the power of you getting a partner on your left, power of getting a partner on your right, then helping those people get there too, helping those people get there too, helping those people get there too. Now, if you do this in years, and see, this is what I want you and I want your people, the people you put in, to understand. What if it takes years? Don't get disappointed. What else are you doing in your life that you can protect your wealth for the first time, learn about gold and silver, accumulate wealth, and learn not to have the right kind of mindset and attitude in building your business for at least 2 years. You should not have one complaint in 2 years. If you do, you're the one that's screwing up your business. Because if I've taught thousands of people to do this in more than one business in gold and silver, then apparently it must work. Now, my second company was a gold and silver company. That's where I met Richard Wayne Hansen. It did not have a residual. It passed all the tests, but it was a one-person owned company. And they wanted to convert that gold and silver company into a .com company. And no matter what we did, we could not convince that person not to do that. And after he spent over $5 million of his own funds, which he earned in gold and silver, in a .com bust, and it just took all the wind out of his sail, and he didn't want to go and start all over with gold and silver again. Just revert it back to what we had. But I had 70,000 people, over 70,000 people with my system. And now I've done it all over again and not converting that organization into this organization. I only have about 4 people that were in that business with me that's part of my team, and 2 of them are older than me, and I told y'all about them. Now, they got a couple of people too, but this is this industry that we're talking about. And I liken it to a mini franchise industry. And just because people don't see what you see doesn't mean you can't succeed. It's just a matter of timing. And that's why I taught you how to build a pipeline, how to harvest that pipeline, how to properly follow up, how to answer questions, and how to constantly feed information. Because you never run out of prospects, ever, if you're doing the business the way I teach you. Duplication is one of the most important parts of success in network marketing. That's why you got to keep it simple. That's why you have to have some simple little systems. And yeah, they have to evolve. So when I'm not around, somebody's got to be doing what I do. That somebody's got to duplicate the things that I did within the context of the same system. That's what's important. So I'm going to jump right to prospecting. Now, I know I've hit prospecting and pretty much in each one of them. The reason I kept this and didn't put it first, because it is the most essential thing you must learn how to do, other than my 7 steps of success. That is number 1. Because if you don't have that, you'll never learn how to do the other part, and you'll never have duplication. That's that 7 pieces of paper. Basics number 1. Okay. That's why it was first and foremost. So let's go to prospecting. Real quick, I'm going to give you the tools. I'm not going to teach you prospecting tonight. That I'm going to have a total separate training just on I've already done it at least 6 times over the past 7.5 years, if not more. But what I'm going to do is show you where the tools are, and I'm going to show you the tools that you must become an expert at. And these are very short, very simple. Eric War built his business at about the same time we were both building business back in the 90s at the same time. Now, I don't know if Eric made more money than me or I made more money than him. But I just know I made $1 million a year for multiple years in a row. And there aren't many of me around in network marketing. And until Ryan Chamberlain joined us, I was the only network marketer to make $1 million per year in network marketing in 7K. And now we have Ryan Chamberlain. He's part of our business. He teaches the same things I teach, different words, and he's a pro at teaching because that's what he retired into, is teaching and teaching for other companies. And he taught for 7K. He became part of the business. Hey, he's in our team. Wayne Clark sponsored it. Wayne Clark learned a lot of his skills, attitudes, and techniques from Ryan Chamberlain in a previous networking company. But this is a free PDF. I don't give you things that cost you money. I find things for you that is very duplicatable, very easy. But I want to just share with you this PDF, and I have it. It's there. You're going to have it. It's in the Band app. I'm going to show you where to find things. But if you have to learn, if you have to concentrate all your time for 2 years learning something, if you spend an hour a day learning to be an expert of these tools that I'm fixing to show you, you will succeed immensely in network marketing just by doing my job description and learning this skill. But entwined in it is attitudes and techniques. They're all part of it. And you learn by fire. You learn by doing. Yeah, you get the basic knowledge. And then there's one more PDF, and it's very, it's called the hottest scripts. Now, the reason I know Eric and I did a business of it, because the scripts I developed and he developed them, we did these things independently, but it's a lot of same scripts I taught my group back in the 90s in my gold and silver business, but I worked them with gold and silver with what he did. Why? Because those people that are successful in network marketing, we truly successful, we all do it basically the same way. And we try to teach our people to do it the same way. Using warm with form, all those things you hear about, but they're true and they work. Now I'm going to tell you, these 2 PDFs, they're very short, but if you become an expert at it, now you may read these things and you may think, man, I've got this. Oh, no, you don't. You got to read them and apply them, 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 read them and apply them. If you really want to be successful, if you really want to make the big money, you really want to make that 6-figure income and then teach your people how to do it, you become an expert in this. Now, I kind of revised some of them. This is what I gave at the very beginning of 7K Metals. These are scripts that I had way back. I copyrighted them in 99. I still carried them when I redid them in August 2017. I didn't go changing anything. I just left them just like they were. But see, this is how I started with our group. I gave them these scripts. I gave them a lot more. Believe me, I had a lot more scripts than this. But everybody has to start with something, okay? But then I took Eric's scripts and I peaked his scripts to fit 7K metals. It's just you pick the one. I give you choice. I let you grow. I let you grow with where you're at. I don't try to force anything into you. I try to make it your growth, because you do have to grow. I try to make it as comfortable for you as possible. But hey, you got to get out of your comfort zone to succeed. But I try to make that conversion as comfortable as possible. So I'll give you a whole bunch of choices, and I wrote them up. I went ahead and modified them for 7K for you. Okay. If a person's another leader, like if I was doing another network marketing company, I was teaching my same skills, and I thought that was the right company, even though I'm going to disagree with anyone, I would disagree and put my knowledge up with anyone about who's going to be the biggest network marketing company in the next 10 years. It's going to be this company. Other companies are going to fall off and recede. It's because of the economies. And this company is going to soar. It's because of the product and economies. See, it's those magic elements. And they're not magic. It's just reality of life and global markets and timing. That's all. So, and then Ryan Chamberlain, yeah, he's got the words that work. And you got included in your 7K training, Ryan Chamberlain's trainings. And you can get his book. And that's one book I would recommend. Oh, you have to buy that one. Okay. But what I gave you, you don't even have to buy a book. It's all you need is what I just showed you ahead of time in this free graph. It kind of just puts it all together for you in handling objections, making that call, making the follow-up. It does the same thing. So become an expert peak interester, where you're piquing people's interests, where you're learning to use the right words and follow up, where you're learning to use the right words in handling objections. If you're not using my first and foremost way, that is the most duplicatable, and that is by 3 ways, and working with your team sponsor and your team leaders in building and engaging and getting your foundation set in that first year of you building business. And then even after that, anytime you're prospecting people, it's always good to use that 3-way, because it shows that person can do what you're doing, because all you did was put people on the phone with him. All you did was use tools to give them in handling objections and following up and answering questions. You'd acknowledge, hey, that's a great question. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. But let me give you this and see if it doesn't answer all your questions. I'm going to shoot it to you. When can we talk after you have a chance to watch it or to listen to it? Okay. Now let's get to that last ingredient of success, that other ingredient, that glue, and that is leapfrogging. So what does Bob Reid mean all the time by this term leapfrogging? I'm going to just go to our little graph, and let's see if we can find this one. So when you get sponsored, you're to put together your hot 25, 50 people, your hot pit. Who do you want to be in business? How are we going to launch your business? We're going to be doing 3 things. You're going to be developing your hot list of 25 to 50 people. You're going to share that with your sponsor or your upline leader, the ones you're building with. Okay. You're going to share that list of names and numbers with them. You're building it as a team. Okay. And so They're going to help you. Your job is to reach out and peek, to touch, to make that touch, to pique that interest, to fire, to using these scripts, the things that I just told you about prospecting. Your job is to do that, and then your job is to put them on the line to follow up with you and or to make that call and say, what did you like best about that video you just saw? And when they have questions, then you arrange that three-way. Then you arrange that follow-up. So there's two ways you can do that follow-up. You can have them on the line with you when you follow up, but it's better if you do that after you've confirmed that they watched the video by asking them that simple question. What did you like best about what you saw in that video? They're not going to lie to you if they didn't see that video. They'll tell you they didn't see it. And you go through the process, which we've trained on how to get them to make a commitment to watch it and then set a time to follow up again. But they're going to help you through those top 25, 50 people and on your business launch, on your home meeting or your Zoom launch meeting. Well, they're going to get to know your upline leaders that you're working with, your team that you're working with, your sponsor and your upline leaders that you're actually intimately working with to build. Well, they're going to get to know those people too. And they're a little bit better at your learning. So when you sponsor that first person, put them on your left, that first person, put them on that right, that upline leader is going to follow up with them. Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to be doing the things to get them into the system, all that. But look, it's their responsibility because your business is their business. If they help propagate this business, you win and they win. So it's in their best interest to help propagate that business. Now they're going to get to know these people. And then what is our job? Our job is to help those people get one on their left and one on their right. We're going to ask them to do the same thing while you're still prospecting in your 25 to 50 list to get you another person on your left team and right team, because we want to get you to copper as fast as possible. So we want you still working on that list. We want you still doing the same thing you were doing to get that one or two. Now it's that upline leader's responsibility to leapfrog and work with these two to help them get their two people. That's what I did. I didn't leave it to my people to do that. Lord, I didn't want the business to stop and hold up for 3-4 weeks. I already knew how to do it. So I'm going to help them get their two people. Did they get mad at me by helping them, enroll their people? Heck no, they loved it. Okay. But after we get there, now you got 4 people. And the most interested out of these 4 people, you leapfrog down and you do the same thing. And that leader gets you to be engaged in this process some. So you're learning how to leapfrog. You're just listening. You're not doing. You're just listening. You're just part of this process. And then that upline leader and that upline leader's leader, if they're building, there's more than one of them engaged. So when you get that next set, you got 8. You got 4 here and 4 here. You got 8. So you get 2 people are picking 2 people on this side and 2 people on this side. The most interested. Now you're working with all of them, but who do you work with the most? You work with the ones that does the homework, does the onboarding, has the least amount of, let's say, presenting problems to be solved instead of doing. You want to work with doers, not people you got to solve all their problems. You're working with doers. You help the people to solve their problems when you have time. But you're propagating the business. A lot of people call it, building depth in your organization. Well, yeah, that's true, but that's not what it is. It's experience sharpening the swords of the new people, and you're teaching and you're helping them learn faster and do faster. And you just keep propagating that. You'll come back and maybe work with some of these that had a little slower start. But if you're building a person to copper, you got about 8 to 12 people in this organization you get to work with. And a good leader should be propagating that. So if you're working with 8 people, you better be sponsoring 1 or 2 people a week in that group. Or otherwise you're not doing a job description. You're not leapfrogging. You're not working. You're not doing that job description. You're not helping them. If you got 4 people, you got 100 people to call. If they're not calling them, you're calling them for them. Do you want your business to build? I wanted my business to build. I wanted people to get successful. Now, let me tell you what happens. When these people start getting a check, they get a little bit more excited. Then you go back and you make sure they're doing the basics. They're making this. If they hadn't made this commitment, oh, you go back to step 1, week 1, part 1, 7 pieces of paper success. You make sure you get a commitment. You just let them know, hey, look, you may end up one-sided. I'm not going to build both sides of your business. Your job is to learn this. We're going to work as a team. You got to make a commitment for this thing. This isn't going to be, just me making you all this kind of money. That isn't going to happen. And it won't happen. But if you lock arms with me, I will work as hard as you work in building your business with you. And so, see, that's why I do as much or more work on what I call my bank side, because I'm just interested in work with people who are interested in working. Oh, I may have to delay a check. I may delay a lot of checks. I've delayed a $12,500 a week check for over 2 years now. Oh yeah, let's go that. Let's just go there. Let's end that with this. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go log in. I didn't intend to do this, but sometimes when you start talking about your business and talking about the things to be successful, and you're just plain out honest with people, and that's what I've been with you through this 7-part series. Nothing but sheer honesty. Okay, you even on my dashboard you get to see, but see, let's go to the hub so you can see. Well, I am working. I am kind of getting there. It's going to be a little bit of a while, but I've got 10 active personally sponsored on my left now. I got 12 on my right. Okay, so that's a first step in qualifying to become an executive goal, and that'll make 10,000 a week. But I got enough volume, more than enough volume, to get a $12,500 check. And this is just Thursday night. And it's going to be a lot more than that on Saturday. That'll probably be over 30,000 points by Saturday. About the way it's been going for a while. But see, that hasn't been my focus. My focus has been on solidifying the business, helping the company get where it needs to get, and then teaching leaders to be leaders. Teaching people that you got to have a duplicatable system. Otherwise, it's just everybody out there for themselves. If everybody's not working together as a team, that acronym is so true. Together, everyone achieves more. And so it is with you and me. If we work as a team, if we work together, if we If we concentrate on the basics, the 7 basics, those 7 pieces of paper for success, that's all it takes. And we all have to work on our attitude every day. I have to work on mine. And I know if I have to work on mine, I know you have to work on yours too. And since I talked a little bit about income, one of the things I am going to do as I make my closing remarks here, I'm just going to stick up that income disclosure statement so it'll be there on the screen here at the end. And let me just sum it up here. Our 7 courses is all you need to become an expert in. Now, I gave you the priority right here at the end, and that's prospecting. Learn to be an expert. It's just like in handling questions and handling objections. Learn to become an expert question asker instead of facts and information giver. And use tools to answer objections with, and 3 ways to answer objections with or answer questions with. But also make sure you have the knowledge, make sure you've done your homework, make sure you've read the FAQs. And when the company makes changes, when the company evolves, when the company grows, when it expands, when it adds new things, make sure you do your job. Treat it like big business. See, if you don't treat it like big business, it is a hobby. It doesn't matter if you're just doing it part-time. You need to treat it like big business. So what do I mean by big business? I'm going to summarize that this way. I've taught it since day one. And Delton and Cindy K.I.S.S give a great testimony about this, because I know this was really hard on them because they needed money. And so as they were earning
Bob, you froze again. I think we lost Bob. Everybody else lose Bob?
am I back?
No, you are now. Hello, Bob. Welcome back.
How in the world did I have where did I leave?
You were only gone for about 2 seconds.
Okay, about it being big business.
Yep.
Treat it like a big business. Otherwise, it's a hobby. You know, you treat it like you just bought a franchise. You know, to get a franchise, it may take 7 years for it to break even. For most franchises. For most people that start a storefront business, it takes 5 to 7 years before they turn 1 bit of positive profit. That's just averages. So treat this like big business. And I'm going to teach what I taught from the very beginning to finalize this. Every time you get a commission check, you leave it in your 7K cash. You build up 1 year's worth of cash to buy your autosaver. That's your emergency. That's to operate your business, because your autosaver is the engine of your business. It's like your electricity bill. It's like your rent that you're paying for your store. And you know, you're going to get sick. Things are going to happen. Emergency, life happens. You don't want your business to shut down. You want to be able to, that autosaver to be purchased to keep yourself active, keep yourself points there, not lose your points. That's business. Yeah, you're accumulating wealth, but you want to do that. Then after that, when you get that built up, then you can pull out. You can take and start living off some of that extra. Start benefiting from it. But get that business reserve in there. like in any business, like any business consultant would tell you, in any business that you're running. And then I have taught and I teach and I still teach. Buy you some bullion every week. It's called dollar cost averaging. Everybody needs it. And now it is going to be hard pressed for anyone to beat 7K's prices in bullion again. It's not that it can't be beat here and there, but I have been checking it since more than a month. And I check it with only the viable, trusted sources. And no one's come close to them yet. But most people can't buy 100 or 500 ounces, but they'll buy 1 to 20 ounces and nobody touches them. No one, even including the shipping. And when you're buying low mintages, you don't get free shipping from those other places either. You got to pay for shipping and insurance there. So buy you some bullion. That is your real savings. Have bullion instead of paper. And then learn the fact that numismatics gain value with time, and they don't gain value overnight. That is the exception. But all these other places that you might think now you learn a little bit about gold and silver, none of them will pay you money to buy gold and silver from them. 7K Metals will. It's 100% effective and efficient in its advertising. Satisfied customers telling other potential satisfied customers. They don't pay until a new customer comes. That's pretty powerful. And no, we're not a multi-level marketing company. We are a direct sales company. We're a member direct marketing company, just like Amazon was, just like Costco was. Yeah, we're that model. And so more and more this next year, in the next couple of years, you're going to see that big momentum growth again, that next big cycle growth. And you're going to see global expansion with this company over the next 10 years. And you got an infinite left and an infinite right. So I just say treat it like big business, because it is big business. It's not some little get rich quick scheme, even though there are a few people that do succeed rapidly with it. Now, my success wasn't that rapid, but a lot of people think it is. I mean, yeah, I got to making over 24,000 a month in less than 3 years. Well, that's okay. But I have people I have people on this call right here that's done that in less than that time. I've got people in my organization now that's doing that in less than 3 years, in less than a year. And that means we're going to have a lot more people like that in the future, because it's not just the people at the top that make all the money. And I know, because I helped put this comp plan together. It tops out, and that's where it's fair for somebody 10 years from now. They have that same opportunity with new people and new generations coming. They have the same opportunity that you and I had. No other networking company has that. No other company has that. But this company does. I thank you. I hope you can see. I hope y'all have the basics. I hope this is enough to last generation to generation about the basics of building network marketing, in particular 7K Metal, because I honed it for 7K Metal. but it works for any company, my system. But it doesn't mean any company is going to be there that long term. Back at you, Todd.
Thank you,
It's all
sir.
you.
That was fantastic as
We'll see you
always.
later.
If you guys have any questions for Bob or myself, you can stick your hand up. I'm going to go ahead and end this recording and start another one for the Q&A. So stand by for just a second.